What's going on, guys? It's your boy Kev here, back with another video. Tonight we're going to do something a little different. I know we've been doing a lot of the prize picks on Monday and throughout the week, especially for NBA, but I want to mix it up a little bit, guys. I want to give you something a little different. I know a lot of you guys do, season-long fantasy sports, fantasy basketball, fantasy football, and that's kind of my bag. I love that stuff. So tonight I'm going to try something a little different. I'm going to give you guys something, and I want to see if you guys like it. Comment, tell me what you think. If you like the series, if you'd rather me going back to, I'm going to do a lot of prize picks anyway, so don't worry about that. But I might try to include these, once a week if they, have success and you guys like them. So I'm going to be calling it my fantasy basketball 3x3s. And this is for season long, where I'm going to essentially give you 3 players I think you should add, 3 players I think you should drop, and 3 players I think you should try to trade for. So this is a new little series I might be running here. If you like it, you like it. If not, that's cool. I'll just stick to prize picks. Like I said, I'm going to do them anyway. I love the prize picks, but might include one of these vids, once a week if it's something you guys are interested in. So please let me know, and definitely keep me in the loop how you're feeling about it. But let's give it a shot, guys. So I'm looking through the lines right now. As you see, I'm looking at KarlAnthony Towns, but we'll get to him in a second. So I am playing right now in my league. I am 4-0, about to be 4-1. I got absolutely dusted this week. Kid I played dropped, I didn't even look. It's probably like 1,600 points right now. I got absolutely buried, but, had to take a loss. It was coming. Like I said, started off 4-0, so that was nice, but, yeah, loss was coming. So that being said, let's move to these picks. I'm going to go over my ads first. So this is off the waiver wire, guys. So I am going to be looking at, where is he? You know what? Sometimes it's easy with last name. DeAndre Hunter. There we go. So DeAndre Hunter, guys, I think is someone you should absolutely add off waivers. He's still available in almost a third of leagues. He is playing awesome. I actually picked him up. I was one of the lucky ones to have him. So that was great. I picked him up pretty early before he got hot, like I said, to about 2/3 of league ownership. I had him when he was about, I want to say 20%. I picked him up pretty early, but he was absolutely lights out. Then, has been kind of banged up since then, but still had some great games, and coming off a 50-point game, I think he's a great ad. Like I said, he kind of fell under the radar, went, undrafted in most leagues this year. And yeah, the Hawks have one of the easiest strength of schedules remaining. They are ranked 30th out of 30. So that looks awesome. Love to see that. And like I said, he's available in almost a third of leagues, so I do like DeAndre Hunter as an ad, and great matchups moving forward. Another person I dropped is Alec Burks. Alec Burks is a good player. He's not phenomenal. I don't think he's playing as good as Hunter, but he's available in 35% of leagues, and he's coming off an injury, so, some people aren't hot to him yet, and I know you're not seeing any stats here, but he was doing pretty good before this. He was actually doing pretty good before this. I wish they showed the full thing. I don't know why ESPN doesn't show it. I know it would be a lot, but I want to see the whole thing. Can I see them complete stats? No, because that's just stats. But yeah, that's interesting. I don't know why they, don't show the full game logs and fantasy points. But that being said, he was playing pretty good before this. As you can see, he was averaging 27 points, or is averaging 27 points essentially on the year. I think, he's seen some good time and usage off the bench, so I think he's a good ad. Like I said, 27 points for bench players isn't that bad. It might be a plug-and-play guy, but if you do see him on waivers and, you need someone for the week or the game, I don't think it's a bad idea. It might be a guy, if you do have the room on your bench, it might be a guy to be worth keeping too. I kept him beforehand because he was actually doing a little bit better than this. I think this brought his points down. He was probably averaging over 30 before that. So I definitely like Alec Burks as a pickup, and who knows what he can do moving forward. Moving on to our next player for ad. The last one I want to add is Jeremy Lamb. So Jeremy Lamb, I think, is a good ad as well. He's someone I didn't get. As you can see, someone else has him. Actually, no, I'm sorry. I did get him. I lost Burks. I lost Alec Burks and then did get Lamb, which was nice. Yeah, I think Lamb's a good pickup. We saw him make his season debut Wednesday, and he's looked pretty good since. Obviously, Victor Oladipo being traded helps his value a lot, and also LeVert is out till March, helps his value. Warren out till about mid-February. So, the sky's the limit for this kid. He's only played, 3 games this year, but I definitely like what I've seen from those games, averaging 26 points, but it's still so early. We don't know where he's going to go with it, and if you want to take a flyer, I think he's a great guy to take a flyer on, especially, like I said, with LeVert out. He could see a lot of minutes, moving forward and a lot of usage. So let's see what he can do, and, sky's the limit for him. So let's move on now to some of the players I think you guys should drop. Some of the tough ones. So Ricky Rubio. Tough, man. I drafted him, and I ended up trading. There he is on the waiver. So I traded him away to my buddy. My buddy, he had 3 centers on his team, and I said, give me your worst one. And at the time, it was early in the year, it was Richaun Holmes, and that was his worst one. Unfortunately for him, Richaun Holmes has absolutely snapped since and is actually my 3rd highest scoring player on my team. So Sucks to suck, man. Sorry, it happens. But and obviously you see Ricky Rubio did not make the grade as he dropped them, and he's still owned in 40% of leagues. But like I said, I traded him away. I saw that he started off hot, but I knew he was due for some regression, and that's exactly what happened. He's been having decent minutes, but that being said, awful production. Has gotten 30 points or more only 3 times in since the new year, as you see here, in over the course of 9 games. Has only gotten 30 points or more 3 times. He's averaging less than 20 points a game right now. You see 19.5, and I just don't think that's enough to, like I said, we just looked at Burke at 5% less ownership, and Burke's averaging 8 points more than him, coming off of 2 bad games too. So I think Burke, should be Burke should be higher than that. So that's interesting for me. I think Ricky Rubio is definitely droppable at this point. Moving on, we got Shake Milton. Shake Milton, I think, is definitely droppable. He's at 37% owned. Huge regression from earlier this month. As you guys see, he's got a bunch of games over, 20 points, a couple over 30, then bang, 65 burger. That's awesome. But I mean, since then, he's been absolutely awful. Less than 15 points in his last 3 games. That's awful. Seth Curry's return has really crushed his minutes, and as a result, his production. And I think at this point, with the return of Seth, he's absolutely droppable. I'd get rid of him. Moving on, we got Kuzma. Kyle Kuzma, I mean, someone who started off the year hot. You might have think you found a dagger with him. I mean, like something lucky. I mean, we're looking at 146th draft overall, so 13th round when he was drafted in my league, which is pretty late. But after game 1, you might have thought you stuck something there. He got 47 points. Since then, it's been all downhill. He's only gotten actually half of that twice, like at 25. So that's pretty bad, guys. I mean, he's just really doing terrible. There's too many mouths to feed on that team. AD, LeBron, Gasol, Schroeder, and then the fact he's been shooting like crap. I mean, the last 2 games he's shot 4 for 13. So yeah, he's not playing well. He's not getting the usage. He's not getting the minutes. So I think Kyle Kuzma is still owned in a third of leagues. Is definitely droppable. Now, moving on to trade acquisitions. Trade acquisitions, guys, are these are some guys I think you guys could absolutely trade for and get a steal for. So let's start with RJ Barrett. Another guy that I like to talk about on the Knicks. He's coming off his worst game of the year in terms of minutes, I believe, or lowest minutes of the year. And then, in return, it became essentially one of his lowest games, or lowest scoring games. Obviously 13, but then 15, so it's his 3rd lowest scoring. But I think that's a good buy low point for him. He's still a top 10 player at the position, and he's kind of could fly under the radar here. I think he's someone you could definitely trade for. He's only, I don't want to say only 29 points. I mean, it's good. It's it could be a little higher for being top 10 in the position, but I think it's someone you could buy low on and is a good set it and forget it kind of guy when he plays, and has a pretty high floor, pretty consistent guy for the most part, so you kind of know what you're getting. I mean, good string here, 37, 39, 34, 36, 30. I mean, those win, guys. B's and C's get degrees, as they say in the college world. So I like consistent players like that. That's how I target fantasy. I try to get to the playoffs and then see what happens when you get to the playoffs. I don't like stud and dud guys usually, so RJ Barrett is someone I can definitely get behind. Now, talking about a more high octane player, Kyrie. Kyrie is someone I think you can definitely target. Obviously he's only played limited games this year, 7 games on the board here. But that being said, I mean, out of the 3 big players on that team, he was drafted far later than KD and Harden. I think when you're looking at the ADPs, I want to say like Harden and KD were right around the top 5, and Kyrie was going around like 19 or 20 for ADP for fantasy basketball, which I found very interesting because Kyrie's right there. I mean, he's scoring better than Harden. I mean, granted he has a smaller sample size, but look at these games. I mean, started off a little slow, but then 61, 60, 56, 57, 53, absolutely lights out. That's almost on pace with KD. So absolutely love that. His strength of schedule is super easy moving forward. The Brooklyn Nets have the 25th ranked strength of schedule moving forward, so that's great to see. And it's early enough where he hasn't done enough because of his missing time. Granted, he's heating up a little bit, but I think you might be able to buy him under value. I really do. So Kyrie is someone I definitely want to target. Moving on to my last pick, guys, something you guys know I love to do. It's, targeting the people when they're down. I hate to say it, but, it's something like, I tried to trade for CMC this year in football just because, the kid who had him was a pretty bad team. I was a better team, more successful, and on the year. So I wanted to, trade. And realistically, guys, if I've been in the other position, if I'm the guy who's having no success that year and I have a stud who's hurt, give yourself a chance. I hate when people go down with the ship. It's just not smart. It's not something I would do. I've done it before when I drafted, it was when AP was on top of the world. I had Adrian Peterson as like my 5th overall pick, and my team sucked. So I had to trade him away to balance my team, and I actually made the playoffs where I never would have. So I like it for both guys. And it's just obviously a lot more fun if you get to exploit the team that's downtrodden and not, the reverse side of that. But that being said, I think Karl-Anthony Towns is someone you could definitely trade for. I mean, just with his wrist, with COVID, it's ridiculous. I mean, this guy can't catch a break. So many injuries, so many issues. But because of that, I mean, the person I'll tell you in my league who has it is one of the best teams. He's, I think, top 2 with me in terms of points and record. So he's fine. He's going to sit on him. But if it's the inverse and you have a team that's 1-4 with, Cat, I definitely think it's someone you could, try to send him a B+/A- player with some filler that he could use, help him, reverse his record there, start moving forward. So some people don't like to do it. Like I said, a lot of people like to go down with the ship, but if people are actually interested in giving themselves a chance, they might do it. And again, if you can afford to stash him, you're getting someone so good for later down the line in playoffs. So if you can afford to do it, I'm always a big proponent of that. But thank you guys for tuning in this video. I hope you liked it. That's the fantasy basketball season long 3x3. Like I said, it's a new segment. If you guys like it, please let me know. If you hated it, please let me know. I want to know. Say it's stupid, go back to Prize Picks and do what you do. Or, I like it. I want to see one of those a week. So thank you guys for tuning in. Unfortunately, we don't have MMA this week, but we do have, we got the Super Bowl game just ended. So now we got the Bucks and the Chiefs. That's an interesting Super Bowl. Very excited for that. So we're going to do a lot of football content, a lot of NBA content, still more Prize Picks. So thank you guys for tuning in. And as always, let's cash.